Hello there, and welcome to the Cargo Bay presents Set Gags Tops Star Wars 1980 The Empire Strikes Back Series 2 Cards 133 through 264 and stickers 34 through 66. Holy simoles, I'm Brady C, here with my co-host as always.
Adam B. How you doing, BC?
Whew, I'm telling you, if I was weighed down by Series 1 from Empire, Series 2, just another heavy load on my back here. There's a lot of cards.
There's so many cards, BC. I was exhausted copying and pasting images because there are a lot of good-looking cards in this set. As always, we're going to miss some.
Yeah, I was going through the PSA registry of every single one of these cards, which is like, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then I was like, I think I pasted almost 100 cards or something. I might have overdone this.
I don't think so. We've got to look at some of these individually. We got to look at a lot of them individually because they're good cards. Should I begin with our first slide here, BC?
Yeah, I just want to point out real quick. I love the title card for Series 2. I think this card rules.
Yeah.
A lot. As with the last set, you've got kind of like an intro to the series card. I think this one's really cool.
The melodrama of Star Wars never captured maybe as well as this iconic poster here, and we've got the same pack image with a different color. We have the blue because these have blue borders. And we start out
that's the big difference here.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of Series 1 and Series 2, we'll get into some of the minor details. The big difference, instead of having red around it, it's blue around it. That's the main thing.
Which means it doesn't look as good in a PSA slab, perhaps, but I think the blue matches a lot of these images really well, considering we have an ice planet, heavily featured in this set. But very exciting to me, BC. This set starts off with StarCraft.
Fantastic. So last time we had Star Files as our first 10 cards.
Yeah.
Again, this is like a proto insert set as part of the base set. Now we've got StarCraft, where you feature the ships and on like a deep space background. Beautiful card of the Falcon. I love a snow speeder. I dig it. I think you probably have a comment or two about that TIE bomber.
Yes, I do, BC. I mean, I love my Star Wars spaceships very, very much. Yep. That's what drew me into Star Wars in the first place. But interestingly, we have the back of a normal TIE fighter. We have the backside of a TIE fighter on the card, weird choice. And then the TIE bomber is upside down. You see that little chunk on the top. I mean, it's space, so it doesn't really matter, right? But
what I gotta say is, you gotta love the consistency of tops over the years to just biff it every once in a while,
It's part of the charm.
It is. I
do want to read this TIE Bomber card, the back of this, because I never really cared about the TIE Bomber. And then I played Star Wars Squadrons, and I flew a TIE Bomber when I was flying Empire side. I flew a TIE Bomber in Junk Squadron and fell in love with the power of the TIE Bomber. And I love the back of this card because it says, essentially a variation or extension of the basic design of the TIE Fighter. This spaceship is a threat from the Empire and has blasted many a rebel fighter into stardust. I say this because a lot of people think the TIE Bomber is slow and incapable for ship-to-ship combat. Not true. I racked up more kills in a TIE Bomber than ever I did in a TIE Interceptor or a TIE Fighter proper. So shout out to the TIE Bomber. And again, this Millennium Falcon card, BC, one of my favorite cards in Star Wars cards so far. Really cool.
A lovely card. Yeah, we've seen the Falcon featured in a few, but this as the Millennium Falcon craft card, I think is pretty rad. So it's a cool start to the set with your StarCrafts, your 10 card kind of proto insert set, right? And then we get into just kind of kind of the base set. If you want to hit that next slide again, blue instead of red. That's your telltale sign if you're looking at Series 1 or Series 2. Series 3 takes a wild swing in terms of what it does for design. We'll get into that next week, obviously. Yeah, that'll be fun. But you've got Han Solo the Searcher with just a great shot of a puppet Tauntaun head there.
Yeah. Do you think this is a reference to the Searchers, which, you know, a lot of people claim that is the basis of Star Wars, and it's like, well, there's a lot of films that Star Wars borrows from.
Star Wars steals from a lot of stuff, but yeah,
it could be a little paying homage to that film. I watched The Searchers when I was younger, after hearing that it was very Star Warsy, and I'm sure it's a great movie. As a kid, I was like, man, this is boring. This is not like Star Wars.
I am out.
I'm sure it's a classic. I'm sure I would enjoy it now.
Definitely a classic. Doesn't hit as hard if you're thinking you're going to get something that is Star Wars-like, though,
no.
I will say.
I put the galaxy's most loyal droids here, BC, because I don't know if that's true. Wouldn't they be working for the Empire if they were?
That's a very good point.
Or at least R2.
It's a matter of opinion, I guess, in terms of their actual loyalty.
Yeah, at this point, we didn't know that C-3PO was built by Darth Vader, and that R2-D2 was working with.
If you would have told me that in 1980, I wouldn't have believed you because I wasn't born then. But if I was, I would have said, "There's no way Darth Vader built C-3PO."
That was,
and boy, oh boy, how wrong would I have been?
I was. When did Episode 1 come out? 99 or 97? I think it was
99.
99. So I was 8 years old, and I was upset. When I learned that Anakin had built C-3PO, I was just like, what? What is
this
happening?
This is dumb.
Yeah. This is silly.
Why is this galaxy so small? And then you've got Shelter on Icy Hoth. Sit and think about that one late at night. That's always fun. And then if you want to hit the next slide, we can talk about the big switch up to the card backs here.
Yeah,
you got a couple pop quizzers for us.
I do, BC. Here's a question for you. What is the number of the bay where the Millennium Falcon is docked at Mos Eisley Spaceport? Which is interesting because it's trivia about Star Wars 1977. So the answer, BC, do you know the answer?
It's the cargo bay.
It's the cargo, very close, BC. I believe it's docking bay 94. 94.
Yes,
I believe 94. That's correct.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's right.
And then how about this? To escape from the Star Destroyers after fleeing Hoth, Han sends the Millennium Falcon straight into a field of...
potatoes.
That's correct, BC. That is correct. There are some potatoes in that asteroid.
There are potatoes in that shot, yeah. I only know that because of Light and Magic. That's a potato. There's potatoes as our asteroid feels like amazing.
We did that kind
Special
of special
effects
fun.
Guys rock.
The card backs in this series are a downgrade, BC. I prefer them talking about the front of the card, and also we lose that little preview in the corner. I guess they're saving on ink or something, but the last set, check that video out for slightly cooler card backs. Still look good, I guess.
Yep.
Moving on to the beginning of our cool cards, BC. And we don't have to talk about every single image that pops up on the screen because I dropped a lot of them, but just cool composition on all of these.
All of these, I'd say what they have in common with that composition. Vader and his snowtroopers.
Super
rules.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Just a sick card. Always love seeing a good probe droid, and of course the worried droids on Hoth. Great card composition. You want to hit that next slide? We can take a look at some more cool cards too.
We lose Darth Vader's details frequently because, it's black ink and it's, he's Darth Vader it's hard to photograph or print on this card stock. This image, you get a lot of detail there, which is nice. Here we have Narrow Escape, which is one of my favorite scenes in Star Wars. And then I included these other two because I believe these are not seen on screen, or I don't
They're
think...
definitely not. Because tracking the Probot, that image is wild to me.
just an aggravated Harrison Ford kind of taking a picture.
Freezing his balls off. Just, you could tell. And then you've got like imminent terror behind him just lurking in the background. It's so funny.
And it is maybe him tinkering with this stuff is in the movie, but I've seen this movie literally more than 100 times, I think, and I don't remember that shot. So it's interesting that we're getting some shots in the set that aren't just screen grabs.
Yeah.
Oops, this is a mistake slide, BC. I meant to put more images of Yoda on this slide, but what's important is that we have the best version of Yoda here, which is Yoda arguing with R2-D2.
Comedy Yoda is my favorite Yoda.
Yeah.
When he's just in like full on like prop comic mode, I'm like, this is the best. This is the best version of Yoda.
Spitting out space taquitos.
Yeah.
Love it.
Going through Luke's stuff.
There's some great Yoda images that I wanted to put on here. There's also a funny Yoda title that I can't remember what it is. So apologies, my mistake. Moving on, just more super cool cards. Mysterious Planet I put on here. It's a great card, but the name Mysterious Planet, love it.
I think that Dark Pursuer also pairs nicely with the Vader and the Snowtroopers card.
Yeah.
Just centered in the image with some soldiers behind him.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then Chewbacca taking no chances. Love it.
The card titles continue to be excellent on our Empire Strikes Back cards.
We've got a particularly good card title coming up on the next slide that made me chuckle just for the simplicity of it. An Ugnaught.
There it is, an Ugnaught.
An Ugnaught.
Now we have Quill from The Mandalorian is an Ugnaught. Finally have a more I don't know. We have an Ugnaught in a more prestigious role here, but right. I love this card. I love all of the orange haze of the carbon freezing chamber cards. That in Vader's clutches, the way that's framed, super cool.
I'll tell you what doesn't hurt the cards in this is the cinematography is better in Empire Strikes Back. So like, it just like all of the lighting, the sets, it is, to me, is richer because they had more money because the first Star Wars was a giant hit. So they're like, well, we can really up the ante on this because people are goo goo gaga for this stuff. And like the lighting on that Leia card is beautiful. The Deadly Device, like that's a huge set piece, and the lighting, all of that goes into it, I think looks great. We featured last week on the Series 1 Luke in that sci-fi hallway.
Yeah.
Corridor is one of my favorite just sets in Star Wars. I think the Empire set really benefits from the fact that they had a lot of cheddar to make this movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I love the scrappy nature of Star Wars, but when I was going through these cards, it was like, oh yeah, the money's on screen, and there are a lot more images to grab from that just like are beautifully shot and look good on a card.
Yep.
Moving on, this slide has some of my very favorite cards in the set. I think Fear on Cloud City might be my favorite. Might be my favorite card in Series 2.
I was like, that's a winner.
Yeah,
that card. Yeah. The Gruesome Fate.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Han Solo frozen in carbonite. Again, like the color of these really is what I dig about these because you get. I mean, there's contrast obviously between like this and like the icy white of Hoth. But when you get these, like, the deep red, richer textures, as we are in the most sinister and scary part of Empire Strikes Back, like, the cards pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love I love these 3 horizontal cards there, and I also like this Lando card just because it's cool watching Lando shoot that E11 blaster.
Do his thing, you know.
Yeah, they got some good Lando cards in the set. We also have, cut off by our camera, this is Tears of a Princess. That's a great card, but Fear on Cloud City, that is a card someday I would like to have in a high grade somewhere, posted on my wall. It's a cool image. Then I've got a slew of handsome fellers here. Glamour shots.
The one that stands out, the glamour shots. But Gifted Performer as the title for Luke's card. I was like, what are we doing?
I
don't like it. That title skeeves me out. I'm just gonna say.
I wanted to buy a single card for every set as we've been going. I don't have the money to do that right now. But the one Empire Strikes Back card I own is the Gifted Performer card because it's so funny of a title, and I just imagine it's like what you get in elementary school when you did well on a paper. Like, here you go.
Luke Skywalker, Gifted Performer, Gold Star. Yeah.
This is why I would not be a teacher, but I just have a stack of these ready to go if I were a teacher. Great job on that paper. You're a gifted performer.
You're a gifted performer.
Actor Billy Dee Williams. We just get it's just actor.
We've got to separate the fact that he's an actor, and we just got to say for posterity, this isn't Lando Calrissian. This is the actor, Billy Dee Williams.
His headshot in Lando gear. Dashing Han Solo looks very tired of taking production stills.
He's just excited to be there.
We're starting to enter the era of Harrison Ford wishing he was on the set of Indiana Jones instead.
It was in this moment he's like, we could just kill Han Solo at the end of this.
And snow-swept Chewbacca doing a L'Oreal commercial. And finally, this is kind of the Boba Fett card aside from that star file. I feel like this seems to be a card that people really like. The color match with the blue is cool.
Yep.
Moving on, pink.
Oh my goodness, my cards. Eyes. Oh man, what's going? Am I seeing that correctly? What's going on here?
I gotta assume that this was on purpose to a degree, BC, because I mean, especially that World of Darkness, Princess Leia is highlighted in pink. It's not just a white balance issue. And then Swampland Peril is a card I've been looking for a good cheap copy of, because Luke's flight suit is blue and the swamp is pink, and I don't know, I like these weird color shifted images.
It's strange for sure.
If you know what's up with these cards, please let us know in the comments. I'm very curious.
Yeah, genuinely curious about that. And it makes me kind of sad because the Leia on Hoth, like North Face look is one of my favorite costumes of hers.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's kind of bubblegummy.
Yeah.
Like,
come on. It is misrepresenting what's in the movie, unless of course we're missing out because George Lucas changed the prints. Between
we just don't know anymore. I don't know up from down from what actually was originally a Star War and wasn't at this point.
Yeah, I wish young Senator from Alderaan was correctly colored, but I like Swampland Peril. Anyway.
Yep.
Moving on. We've got some good cards of destruction here, BC.
Yeah.
The Blasted by Leia is funny, but I really love the Stormtrooper Battle and Imperial Assault cards. Dramatic.
Just carnage.
Yeah.
Just carnage.
The carnage in an Art Deco city, and then just the trenches of Hoth. Bespin Luke.
Ooh, this. I mean, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker in the black with the green lightsaber is probably always going to be my top.
Yeah.
This is just right below it with Flight Suit Luke, too.
Yeah.
Like, those two are just great stuff.
This yeah, it's so close because this outfit is super cool, and also Luke has a DL-44 blaster. I looked up to see if there's any difference between this and Han's blaster. There's a little bit of debate that this could be like a DL-57 or something. The scope is more side-mounted than Han's, but you know, whatever. It's Luke with a blaster and a lightsaber and a cool outfit on Bespin. These are all cool images. The Force and the Fury, a warrior driven, courage of Skywalker. We get it. He's the hero of the movie.
He's the main character.
And then we have Lobot heavily featured in this set.
All right, can I just cook on Lobot for a second? Because one, his feature in the set, I think, almost outshines his feature in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I like to imagine if I had not seen this movie, but I opened a pack of cards and I pulled Lobot, like anything with Lobot in it, I'd be like, well, obviously this is one of the most important characters in the history of cinema. Look at this guy. He's got a thing attached to his head. You would be wrong. But anytime I see a Lobot image, I'm like, he looks so cool. I wish he had more to do. You know?
I had a friend who recently watched this movie for the first time and sent me a text message the moment this, I believe, held by the stormtroopers image takes place, and was like, who is this guy? Like, what is happening? And rewatching it recently, I was like, you know, he does have more moments of heroism than I remembered. You know, he's in the movie, but I don't remember. I guess Lobot's task is right before he... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, just out of context, if you're looking at this, what do you think his task is? Kill a little time? Yeah. Stare at the wall? What are we doing?
I imagine it's, you know, like one of those old posh factory jobs where you just watch a gauge and make sure it's not going too high.
I like that he's got his hands clasped too, you know, he's like just looking.
Does he have a keypad in his there? Does he have a little keypad?
Is he communicating something? I like to think that he's just holding his hands together and staring blankly. Because often I find myself, mentally at least, in that same space.
I've done that live on this podcast many times. Videocast, whatever this is. All right. Movie facts, BC.
Oh, we got movie facts. We got your Irvin Kershner rookie card, everybody.
There it is.
I mean, I love this. So again, similar to our series 1, we've got an inserty kind of set that's a little different from the base. Part of the base numbering that's got movie facts on there. That's got some cool behind the scenes stuff. You know, I'm a geek for this. You know, I love these. But yeah, I thought this, as like the lineage from the Macquarie paintings in the first series to the behind the scenes in the second series, I dig it. I think them by them I mean Tops, like starting to push kind of what these sets could be and what they could do in them. I was like, you're getting it. You're understanding more what is cool for collectors.
I wish we had maybe a few more of these. It's not a huge set, but what is here is super cool. I typically hate the like film canister things that Tops like to do on these cards back then, but it's more understandable when we're looking at behind the scenes stuff. It looks better. But where you can I really like these shots where you can see the camera crew in action and we're behind the crew. That kind of gives a sense of the scale of the sets. Very neat.
The only thing that's going to kill me about this, I'll give you just glance at the image for like 2 seconds and see if you can figure out what I absolutely despise about it.
Can't tell you, BC. I'm not getting something immediately.
The orientation. Only one is a vertical card.
Oh, yeah.
All the other are horizontal. I'm like, if we just did 9 on one page, all the same orientation, this would be so much better.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if I have I think I do have every one of these here. There could be a few more that trail on to another page. So apology. Yeah, that drove me crazy too. Or mix in another couple vertical and it bothered me less.
There you go. There
Let's
you go.
let's take a look at the back of one of these cards, BC. Here's the Hoth Rebel base sequence. The director of The Empire Strikes Back. The director and cast prepare to shoot one of the film's exciting opening scenes. The hidden rebel base on Hoth, a bleak planet of ice and snow, becomes a fascinating environment composed of blinking lights, maps, men, artillery, and flying machines.
That is all true.
The great movie fact.
Yes. They're a factual statement if e'er I heard one.
And acting can be a dirty job. I like seeing Kershner hanging out with Luke and R2 on Dagobah here. Moving on to our stickers, we got more letters. BC.
A, B, C. It's the easiest one. Yeah, stickers with letters. Don't really care. But I do like the character stickers in this set. I think that sort of, we've got an amazing version of a Leia sticker here. Again,
pink.
love this look. Color corrected, with a kind of a cool border. I think they upgraded the non-letter stickers in Series 2 with this kind of style.
Yeah, it looks better. And then I guess the ones that are kind of bell-shaped of the Imperials or bad guys, I guess that's a Darth Vader-ish helmet design is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there you go. If I were a kid, I'd be sticking these all over the place, I suppose. And that's it for Series 2, BC.
What are your... I mean, I know it's not a big swing from Series 1. What are your overall thoughts? Series 2 versus Series 1.
Oh man, I mean there were so many cool cards in Series 1. I like that the red borders are going to pair with a PSA slab because as controversial as it may be, I like slab cards, especially when you can get them inexpensively as you can with this set. Yeah, that's a great looking card with that matches a label. But some of the images in this really do it for me. I mean that Leia card specifically is an all-timer for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, the card backs being not as cool is a big bummer as well.
I mean, I think I'm just like still overwhelmed by the sheer quantity of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I love both sets, and we'll get into the third set too, which again is going to take a wild swing in terms of continuity from kind of the look and feel. Well, not wild, but it's definitely different. But it's like there's so many cool cards that it's like I know I would never go for like, oh, try to complete a PSA set of these. There's just too many. But there are ones that I like grab. Like this is an 8, right?
Yeah.
It's just a sweet card, and I was like, for a few bucks, I'll pick that up. I like it a lot. For these, like, it would be cool to have that Leia sticker in a mid grade. I just think the amount of what this is like shocking.
Yeah.
But it would be one where it's like if I could pick up all of them in like one fell swoop, would be interested in doing it just to have them all. Again, I'm a big I like having sets to flip through and look at and that kind of stuff. But it is like there's just so much of this.
If you've got binders of this, it is a big chunk of a shelf you're taking up.
Yeah.
It seems like you can buy a full set for not too much. I think I saw one listed for like $70. I'm sure the cards are of varying quality.
Yeah.
What I really wish is that I had. I think the ultimate version of having this collection is having a collection that you grew up with. Like sometimes we're getting comments of people saying, like I completed this set after so many years, or I picked some of these up when I was a kid, and like that's the binder that I would love to have is like one that I collected at the time. But personally, because I can't imagine, I mean, I would like to devote the room, but I can't afford to buy a full set of Series 1, 2, and 3 of this. The way I'm going to go about collecting it is getting a few specific images at some point in a high-ish grade, in a 7 or 8. Maybe a 9, because some of these 9s aren't too pricey. Or maybe
I mean, it will. Obviously, the prices are going to fly off the shelf because the cargo bay is
That's
just
right.
shining a spotlight on them. But
Like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to increase the value of your collection is by pumping up the cargo bay.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing about this set is like it is relatively affordable compared to Series 1 just by the nature of like, hey, it's not the first, right? Like this isn't there's probably more of it and you can find really great cards, 8s, 9s. 10s are hard just because they're rare and expensive, but you can find good condition on these cards and they're not going to kill you. So like I know people from the last video were saying, hey, I'm going to go look through some of the stuff that I have, maybe forgot about some of the things in the set. If you have them, look through them. They really are a treat. I enjoyed looking at all the images. Like I said, I did spam our reference page with just a million photos of cards. It was like, oh, these are so cool. And I was like, but when the images are this good, you can't pass them up,
Yeah, it's hard, and I'm sure we still missed, some really great images.
Yeah, of course.
There are hundreds of these cards, and next week is going to be interesting, VC. I'm really looking forward to it, and that'll be the end. There are only 3 series of Empire Strikes Back, and then we'll be on to Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Moving on to Return of the Jedi, and then we're going to enter a barren wasteland of top Star Wars trading cards for a little while after that.
Yeah. I
feel like we'll come back with a blast.
Yeah, we're gonna. Is Wide Vision the first thing? No. We got Galaxy coming up.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, stay tuned to the cargo bay. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing and commenting.
Thing.
All right, BZ, I'm ready when you are.
You ready for this? Shoom.
Perfection. Professionalism. Quality.
We've done it again.